Oh, we've all seen this scene, right? Look into the mirror, and there is the frightening image of the evil stepmother. Snow White, just go out into the forest. Trust me. The evil stepmother, well, in fact, all stepmothers seem to be portrayed in literature as stereotypes anyway, and they're all evil, Barb.
Absolutely. We have no choice.
Barb Goldberg is here. I love the fact that you got in touch with us because you have decided to do something about it. Well, tell everybody in the audience what you decided to do.
No, well, I've decided to change careers and devote the rest of my career time to teaching stepfamilies how to blend, and most importantly, teach families how to have a good time.
And how do you do that? How do you do the teaching?
Well, the teaching within my family is to basically use humor. I've always used humor, and because really as a stepmother, you really have no choice. To your point, we're built and we're really modeled by Disney. No matter what anyone says, they're really thinking exactly what you said. That,
what about your personal experience, though? How did you get to be a stepmom?
Well, I was divorced myself, so about 3 years after my divorce, I remarried. My husband brought 3 children to the marriage. I brought one what they call bio son, so together we are a blended family. And so I've spent, you learn the hard way, and then, figured I got to do something. So I always felt so bad for the kids. I mean, I think that's the thing that people really don't give a lot of thought to. And that's the sense that, if you step back and think about it, their parents are divorced, no matter what the time frame is, it's a very painful thing. And then somebody gets remarried. So it's sort of like you're a living symbol of their parents never getting back together.
And must you have the prefix step? Must you be the stepmother? And must they be the stepchildren? I've been introduced to people, and it's, no, that's not my dad, that's my stepfather. Or, no, these are my stepchildren.
No. And that happens to me every single day. And I've tried to think of some really great word, and there's other words out there like bonus mom or bonus parent. There's other things like that. But I haven't been able to think of anything. But here's why it happens. And it really does make sense. All children really want to protect their parents. So if you're a stepdad or a stepmom, they want to make sure they distinguish, so they don't want to make like their bio parent feel bad. That's really what's driving a lot of it. I get it. I mean, think about it. Would you like it if they introduced me as mom or dad, and you were the real dad if you want, or mom? Nobody would like it.
And some parents in that kind of merging of families insist that their kids, the kids that they brought into the new merging family, insist that they call the new parent mom or dad. That's got to be awkward if the kids don't want to do it.
Well, I don't believe in that. Plain and simple. I just think that's unfair. It's asking a lot. Now, of course, it depends when you come into the family, I would suppose. In my case, I came in with ages 15, 13, 10, and then I brought a 6-year-old. So I was going in with some teenagers right from the start. So that's not flying, and I just don't believe in it.
Yeah, but what about that now? See, that's the coalescing that seems to be extremely difficult, because that goes on behind doors when dad and the evil stepmother are not around, and all of a sudden they're being forced not only to accept this adult as a supervisor of sorts, but I've got these stepbrothers and stepsisters. What am I supposed to do with these people?
No kidding. And then it depends on the mix too. So in our case, we have 2 girls, 2 boys now. And so, I mean, how bad if you're the only one, like I'm the only girl in my family. I don't think I'd be real happy if my parents had remarried and there was another girl there. So in our case, interestingly enough, the kids took it upon themselves, and they made this decision among themselves. We never really questioned them about it, that where my son was concerned, they don't call him step anything. They are one team together, one team. I'm Step, I'm Barb, and all that's a different thing. Not where my son's concerned.
What about discipline? What about rules? Who decides?
Bio parents, plain and simple. Biological parents decide. And
you don't call them real, do you?
I hate that expression.
Yeah, you don't say real dad or real mom.
Because it's like anything else in life. What is real? It sort of it forces a definition of what love is. I mean, don't you have a best friend that you just love? What about adopted kids out there that you just love? So I don't like putting parameters around love. You can't do that. And eventually, I mean, in most families, if you handle it right, we fall in love with each other.
Okay, so the bio dad then, or mom, they aren't really the best at consistently providing rules for the family. They would much rather back off from that responsibility. And so then it's kind of left up to the new lady or gentleman in the house.
I don't think so. I mean, it depends.
You just avoid that altogether?
I don't know. Well, here's my policy on it. They set the rules, I execute them. So if curfew's midnight, don't come to me, and they will, to try to get it changed. You know, no. You want it changed? When it comes to policy setting, go to your parents. Don't even try it. But they will. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because you figure, I'm so desperate to have you like me. I mean, that's, that I might break down. No. Whatever the rules are, you execute them.
Yeah, but how desperate are you to really be loved? Can you be the Disney mom? If not a stepmom, are you the one who always provides the good time and the fun and the cookies?
I'm good time and I'm fun, but I make one change to it. I'm all about revenge. I write about that a lot because it's such a frustrating position to be in because you really do lose a lot of power and so forth. So in my fun, I personally get my revenge. So for example, oh my goodness, I will, for every time they have an accomplishment, I started a policy where we make t-shirts about you. So if you're graduating from school, we make these really fun t-shirts that, portray your accolade on the front, but maybe on the back says a few things about you that are funny to the rest of the world. And we provide these t-shirts for everyone. That's all bio parents, extended family. So anytime you graduate, anytime you accomplish anything, you'll look up in the audience and see some blast of color t-shirts, that's your family. And you also know that there's something on that t-shirt that is funny to me, but perhaps not to you. Humbling. That's
I've got another H word besides humbling, holidays.
Oh.
How do you handle holidays and visits?
Okay. Holidays, I call it a guilt fest. Every holiday is a guilt fest. So basically, it's up to the bio parents to decide how they want to handle it. They're splitting them, whatever their policies are. But what I found is that I just create my own holidays. It's gotten to the point now where people just show up for things and they're not real. So, for example, Thanksgiving. The big party at my house is on Friday night. After Black Friday, when nobody else wants to cook, huge blowout party. I've been doing it forever. This way, the kids, there's no guilt because they're with their mom on Thanksgiving, but they know, no one's doing anything that Friday night, but we always have a blowout party. I invent things all the time.
What about the sensitivity of the two parent groups not getting along? You perhaps not really feeling a tremendous amount of affection for the ex-wife.
That's not really true. I have a philosophy about it, and maybe I was lucky enough to be divorced myself, so that helps. I have a philosophy. You have your divorce, I have mine. So I don't get involved. And in fact, I used to have a policy that if, they had to talk all the time, they're managing the 3 kids, so please don't talk in my earshot. Really, because I don't want to know your dirt. It's none of my business. So, if you have to talk, I prefer to take the call outside. I don't want to ever hear like a tone or anything because it's not healthy for my ears. I never have.
We've got time for about 3 do's/don'ts. You pick, do's or don'ts.
Do's. Have a great sense of humor. Okay. Be generous with your time and your resources as well. And stay silent and watch. Keep your mouth shut.
And is that applicable to evil stepfathers too?
Absolutely.
How do we find out more information from the Barb Goldberg treasury of information?
You go on my website. It's www.theevilstepmotherspeaks.com.
And you know what? I think probably you're not going to have a difficult time remembering that, even if you may forget the fact that we have it on the screen right now. We also have it on aztv.com, and it is available for evil step-parents everywhere. Maybe not so evil after all, huh?